All right, Matt. So we saw the Pixar list that was Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Don't really agree with it.
No.
I think it's about time we list our top 10 personal Pixar favorites. And now these are strictly Pixar.
Strictly Pixar, yes. No Disney, no Marvel, nothing like that. Just Pixar.
Nope. Disney, Pixar movies. And do we want to just go 10 to 1? Do you want to ping pong?
You can do yours first. I'll let you do yours first.
All right. Well, in that case, number 10 is Monsters University for me. Like I said, I do prefer it to the original. I think that's just a more modernization bit of it, but I do prefer it. Number 9 is Coco. Kind of goes with the modernization of Pixar, but I think it's a phenomenal movie.
It is.
Number
phenomenal.
8 for me is A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life, okay.
Yep.
Why?
It's a huge movie, but there's so many that I've put ahead of it that I wanted it on my list, but it just kind of found its way there.
Okay, that's fair.
Number 7 for me is Toy Story 2.
Ooh.
Same thing. It's a really good movie. I did want it on my list. It was I was getting to the point where they were starting to push some stuff down. Number 6 is Finding Nemo.
Okay. Why Finding Nemo at 6?
It wasn't as pivotal to me as a child. I enjoyed the movie. I quote stuff from it all the time. It's one of the more quotable Pixar movies, but for me, it just found its way down there. Breaking into the top 5, I have Incredibles at number 5.
Okay. Why is that number 5 over the others though?
Because I like the others more.
No, 5 over the previous ones.
Incredibles was a really good movie. Back to the quotability, I quote The Incredibles a lot. Just sarcastically. I mean, Frozone I quote the most just because he cracks me up. Syndrome. I'll quote Syndrome every now and then. It's a good movie. It's one of the few movies that I've seen that actually flows really well. The pacing is just perfect all the way through. I don't feel like there's any points where you're bored.
There's no dead air or anything.
Yeah. Now, I don't think it's monumental in any way, shape, or form, but it's a good all-rounder to me.
It's fair.
Number 4 for me is Inside Out, the first one. While I do love the second one, I think it did a really good job following up the first one. I think the first one is better just because it broke into an area where no one's done it before. You don't see mental anything.
Yeah, it's a really good coming of age thing. It's a good, like I said before, it's a good thing to show a tween as they're going into teenage years.
Yeah, and you're lying if you didn't cry at Bing Bong, so, I mean...
I didn't cry at Bing Bong.
Yeah, you're lying.
I'm not, I didn't cry at Bing Bong.
Oh, that was so sad! Alright, so for my top 3, I chose Ratatouille for number 3.
Okay.
Ratatouille for me is one of my guilty pleasure Pixar films. I enjoy it so much. I think it also stems that I love to cook. I think I took a lot of my inspiration... I took a lot of my inspiration from Ratatouille because it's just so fun blending the flavors, and I can relate to it a lot. I think it's funny how he's, kind of marionetted around with his hair.
Yeah.
And it's a really good movie. My number 2 is Toy Story 3.
Okay.
Just because we talked about it, that incinerator scene was...
Yeah.
And it was the perfect end to a trilogy. I'm not going to deny that it was the perfect ending. I still think Toy Story 4 is phenomenal. I don't care what you say. But Toy Story 3 was definitely the best out
I've
of
argued
the
with you a lot about Toy Story 4, and I will continue to argue. If you put Toy Story 4 at number 1, I will reach through that screen.
Well, you're going to love my number 1 then. Because it's WALL-E.
It's
WALL-E. Okay. WALL-E is... I've watched it at least 20 times. I've seen it so much. It's everything about it. The first half of the film is silent. There's no speech really aside from him watching clips, but it's just a little robot going around. Yeah, it's minimal, and it just invoke so much, not emotion, but you can follow the movie. You don't need dialogue. It's so
Yeah.
good, and it's easily my number one Pixar film.
It's peak show don't tell. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I get why that'd be number one for sure.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous movie too. Really is.
It is. The soundtrack's amazing.
All right, well, that's my 10. Let's hear why mine came first.
No, I just wanted to hear your 10. Okay, so my 10, it's actually not that dissimilar to yours, honestly.
Okay.
But my number 10 is one that it's a bit of a niche pick, but I love it. It's Bao, BAO, which it's a short film. It's a Pixar short film.
I didn't even think of the shorts.
Yeah, it's the only Pixar short film on this list, but Bao is so beautiful of a short film. It's amazing.
Which one is that?
It's the mum struggling to cope with her son growing up and leaving and all that kind of thing.
Is that a newer short?
Newer, yeah. She sees him as
Okay.
like a bao bun and like him growing up as and all that kind of. It's because her nickname for him is Bao and all that kind of thing, and it's very very cute. It's the only Pixar short film that's made me teary eyed. It's very very good. If you haven't seen it, it's like 15-20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It's very very good though.
I totally forgot about the shorts.
That's how Pixar got started, man. That's how Pixar got started. My number 9 is Coco.
Okay.
My number 9 is Coco. Coco is
Okay.
a phenomenal movie. I love the story. I love the twists.
Yeah.
I love the twists. I love like the whole idea of the story. I love like the ending. Like the ending is Pixar is really good at making you cry at the beginning. But when they make you cry at the end, that you know they've done a good job. Toy Story 3 makes me cry at the end. Coco makes me cry at the end. The whole thing, seeing the ending of seeing Coco with a dad and all that, it's
Man.
it's so good, man. It's so good. The music is great. You know, Remember Me, all versions of Remember Me. It's so good, man. It's so good.
Encanto is not a Pixar film, correct?
Encanto is Disney.
Okay, it is straight Disney. Okay, because I just remembered Encanto, and I was like, I can't believe I didn't
Oh,
put
you
that on.
thought you'd forgotten one. No, Encanto
Okay,
is
we're
Disney.
good.
You can save that for your Disney list.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My
Okay.
number 8 is Ratatouille.
Is it?
Yeah. Ratatouille is a great film. It
is.
It's a lot of fun. The anyone can cook thing is charming. I love it. It's very funny. I don't think it's their strongest film. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah. My number 7, you didn't even mention, is Cars.
So I was debating throwing Cars in the number 10 slot. I'm not
Cars
a
is just a
big.
great story. It's a great film.
It
Cars-
is. It's a redemption arc. It's showing you to be humble.
Yeah. Cars, I think, is the most just sort of like turn it on and turn the brain off kind of Pixar movie. Like you can just turn it on, switch off, and just enjoy it, kind of a thing.
Okay, but the Mack truck trying to like scooch up on the semi in front of him cracked me up. Now I will say, Cars is still a phenomenal movie. It's really good.
It's very
I
funny.
think if you could broaden the scope and see outside my top 10, it'd probably be number 11.
Cars is great. Cars is fantastic. I wouldn't rank it higher than 7. I debated putting it at, like below 7, but I just think it's the comedy's on point. You know, the comedy's on point. They make a lot of They make a lot of jokes aimed at the parents who are watching.
Yeah.
As well, and I appreciate that. As a parent, I appreciate it.
It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah. It is. Which most Pixar movies are, but Cars especially goes hard with the jokes aimed at the parents, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Number 6 is Monsters Inc.
Okay.
I love Monsters Inc. I think it's phenomenal. I don't rate University above Inc. I think Monsters Inc. is a lovely story. I think Randall is a great villain.
Really is.
He's a great villain. And you know, the twist villain and everything, it's phenomenal. Like it's a great film. I wouldn't say it's the most like pull at the heartstrings Pixar movie, but the end with the whole kitty and everything, it's a good film. It's a really, really good film. But it is nowhere near as good as any of my top 5. My top 5, up until now, it's all been quite close. My top 5 clear all of those.
Okay.
They clear all of them. All right. Number 5 is Toy Story 2.
Okay.
Toy Story 2 it's one of the most perfectly crafted movies. It's so good. It's phenomenal. Like, you get backstory on Woody, you get Jessie and the gang and all that kind of thing. When She Loved Me is the first song I saw in a movie that made me cry. Like, having the song, seeing Jessie's backstory, all that kind of stuff, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Toy Story as a whole does a great job of making you feel like an awful human being for ever giving up any of your toys. But like Toy Story 2, like the you left the toy at the park where you went for your picnic sort of thing, but the toy doesn't know that, and that kind of thing. Like, it's heartbreaking. The villain in it, like both villains are great. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal.
I think you could definitely
the previous 5.
I think you could definitely pose the argument too that it's like The Incredibles in that it is a very well paced movie. Like,
it's perfectly paced. Yeah. It's perfectly paced. It's a rescue movie. They've got to rescue Woody and all that kind of stuff. It's great. It's fantastic. My number 4 is your number 1. It's WALL-E.
Really?
Yeah. WALL-E's great. WALL-E's fantastic. And for the exact reason you gave, it doesn't speak. They don't rely on the script. They rely on everything else that's happening. It's so perfect. The fact that humans play such a small role in the movie, like, humans are there and they're involved and they're like the captain's part of it and everything, but like, they're not the focus. The focus is WALL-E.
No, they're sidelined. Like, they're the side characters.
Yeah.
Favorite WALL-E character?
Name. My favorite WALL-E character?
Yeah.
Is the little scrubbing robot.
Let's see, Mo.
Yeah, the one that scrubs the floor. He gets really annoyed because WALL-E leaves dirt tracks everywhere. Yeah. The ship autopilot, I can't remember its name. Otto. Phenomenal villain. Phenomenal villain. That is a villain with so few lines. It is a terrifying villain. It is a terrifying villain.
I would make the argument that Otto from WALL-E is the equivalent to either the Terminators, the robots from Terminator, or the AI from iRobot.
Yeah, it's the AI taking over for the betterment of humanity, sort of thing. Like, it's dark. Everything about WALL-E, if you scratch under the child movie surface, everything about WALL-E is dark. Oh yeah, everything about it is dark.
It's a post-apocalyptic movie.
The fact that they're probably eating dead humans. They probably are. Like they've got everything in a cup. They've got everything in a cup. Everything's in a cup for a reason. They're probably eating dead humans. There's only so much food you can make, and you've seen how overweight they are. It's a dark movie. It's a dark movie with a lovely, bright, cheerful surface.
Every time I put on a VR helmet, I think I'm one of the WALL-E people sitting in the chair with the little screen.
Love it.
We're getting there.
I love it. But my top 3 for me clear all the others. Like, top 5 cleared. Now these top 3 are, for me, 3 of the best movies ever made, let alone Pixar movies. Okay. My number 3 is Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is it's a great movie. It's a dad who isn't really that great at letting go, who's like he has like the worst thing imaginable for a parent, and now he's got to fix it, but also fix his relationship with his son and learn to be a better parent, who maybe lets go a little bit more along the way. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Willem Dafoe, is it? Is Gil? It's Willem Dafoe, right?
Gil is the shark or the angelfish. Is that what they're called? The one who calls him shark bait.
Willem Dafoe is Gil. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the zebrafish. Is it zebrafish or whatever?
I think it's an angelfish.
Well, either the black and white stripe
yes.
in the fish
shark
tank.
bait.
That one. Yeah, shark bait. Ooh, ah. Like, it's so quotable. It's so fun. Like, it's a great movie. It really is. It's fun from start to finish, and like, they have some relatively scary animals in that film, and they still manage to keep it family friendly and happy and cheerful and stuff. The fact that is it the angelfish, the one that's got the light and all that sort of thing?
Anglerfish. Anglerfish, yes.
Anglerfish. The fact that they were gonna cut that out of the movie, and then the test audience said no, keep it. It's phenomenal, like because they thought it was too scary. Like, I love it. I think it's fantastic. My number 2 is the greatest superhero movie ever made. It's The Incredibles. It's the greatest superhero movie ever made. It is perfect. It is absolutely
Why
perfect.
do you need to know? Because I need it.
It's perfect. Like, I love the accountability, like the whole thing. Every time you see a superhero movie, you go, who the hell's paying the bill for all this damage? You know, like, it literally, it does that, you know? They're getting sued. Like, Mr. Incredible sued for saving someone's life when they were trying to end their life, you know? All that kind of thing. He didn't ask to be saved. He didn't want to be saved, you know? Like, it's phenomenal. Like, it's one of those where you go, okay, but you don't always have to save them. They don't always want saving. And, you know, look at all the damage you're causing. And are you really doing the greater good here, or are you just causing more issues?
Yeah.
You know, it's phenomenal. Like, Syndrome is one of the best villains. He's so good. The everyone's super, no one's super. So it's a phenomenal film. It's the best superhero film in an era where there were superhero films coming out of the kazoo. You know.
I would definitely support that agreement or that argument that it is one of the best superhero films.
Yeah.
If not the best.
Yeah. But the best Pixar movie and one of the best heist movies is Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is phenomenal. I said it in the thing when we were looking at the horrible list that they made. Toy Story 3 is the perfect ending to a trilogy. Like, it's so hard to stick the landing with a trilogy, and Toy Story 3 is the perfect ending. The fact that I cried for like the last 20-30 minutes of that movie, because it gut wrench. Like, it just keeps going. It's phenomenal. It's the best ending to a trilogy I've seen.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Toy Story is one of the few in cinematic history that can actually improve upon with each sequel.
Yeah,
Toy Story
every
1,
Toy Story movie has been better for the trilogy.
Yeah. I mean, Toy Story 2, iconic. Toy Story 3, Jesus, that was everywhere.
It's the perfect ending. It's the perfect ending. It just absolutely is. I think it, like, don't get me wrong, Toy Story 4 is a good movie, but, like, it didn't need to happen.
It's a good
movie. But it didn't need to happen, and that's why I hate it.
You suck!
It ruins a perfect ending.
You may have stabbed me in the back, but welcome to my hill.
No,
you're up here with me.
No, I'm standing on top of the hill. I'm standing on top of your hill, having freshly stabbed you, wiping the blood off of my knife, going, "It was all right."
I don't care. The words "it was a good movie" came out of your mouth, and that's all I need to die happy.
Toy Story 4 is a good movie, but it would be a good movie if they hadn't already finished it perfectly.
Okay, I can give you that.
If they hadn't already finished it perfectly. Toy Story 3 is the perfect ending, and Toy Story 4, and now 5, coming soon, is just a sign of greed, in my opinion. It's just greed. It's like, let's scrape that barrel until we've gone through the bottom of the barrel, you know? Toy Story 3 is
squeegeeing out the last bit of toothpaste from the jar.
Oh yeah. You've cut the tube open and you're now scraping, right? Like, Toy Story 3 is, for me, it's the best ending to a trilogy ever. Like, there are some great trilogies. Lord of the Rings trilogy, one of my favorite trilogies ever. But Toy Story 3 ends the best out of all the trilogies I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
I can see why Wally's your number one, though. I can see why.
Well, it's my movie.
I wouldn't disagree with you. Like, to be honest, out of all of those, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's number one, sure. that's the beautiful thing about Pixar. Pixar rarely miss. You know,
they're so good, and honestly, even the like Disney and DreamWorks, like, they've done so well. Like, these movies, yes, they're geared for kids, but they work so well for adults. Like, so many adults love, like, How to Train Your Dragon. Obviously Shrek is iconic. All these different film companies, Disney, Pixar included, like, they're good.
Yeah. Pixar and DreamWorks both don't really miss, in my opinion. Like, DreamWorks, obviously they did Shrek and Road to El Dorado and all those different. They don't miss. They don't miss, really. Pixar are like the kings of it, though. Like, they very rarely miss. It's rare for me to watch a Pixar movie and go,
Luca. But
Oh,
either
okay.
either way, what do you guys think? Do you think we corrected the Rotten Tomatoes Pixar list? What's your guys' number one Pixar movie that's come out? Are you looking forward and think that future ones are going to trump that list? Do you think Toy Story 5 is going to be the one-stop shop?
I'm not going to watch it.
But either way, let us know down below in the comment section. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hang around for more lists. If you have lists that you want us to review, then definitely let us know there or in the Discord. Go down into the description and find the Discord link. But until next time, bye. Toy Story 5 is going to be the best.